Well, welcome back to the bar. It's been a bit of a while, it's been a bit of a delay. I've been having an absolute nightmare getting it set up with the microphone and audio setup and camera, and I did record a series of videos last week, only to delete them all because the camera angle was wrong, the sound was wrong. By the time I got it all together, just none of it worked. So I'm back with a bang this week because I'm back with possibly my favourite ever whiskey, definitely my favourite distillery, and that is Benromach from the Speyside region of Scotland. It's just incredible whiskey, all made the old-fashioned way, all made by hand. That is non-chill filtered, that is natural colouring, and it's 10 years old. This is a fantastic whiskey. It's not what you'd expect from a Speyside at all. If you've never had it before, you wouldn't believe it was a Speyside. It's smoky, it's fruity, it's floral, it's everything. There's big sherry notes on it because it's sherry cask finished. It's there's wood notes to it. It's got everything. It's 43%. That nice little number that we like to see above the base level. Yeah, it's straight away. A lot of people don't get it as much as I seem to get it, but I get that smoke straight away on it, Pete. Almost. Now don't take this wrong, but it's got a Lafroig note. It's not Ardbeg type peat. It's not that sweet and light and medicinal. It's not the strong, rich, leathery, dark, sitting in a library on your own of Lagavulin. It's that almost hospital seaside level of Lafroig peat. Not as peaty, obviously. That's what I'm saying. Don't take it the wrong way. It's not. I'm not saying Lafroig 10 and Benromach 10 sit at the same level of peat, so they certainly don't. But it's definitely there. It's definitely there, but it's behind all sorts of really, really nice things going on with this whiskey. It's sorry, it's cold in the bar, so just letting it come up to temperature slightly. I first tried Benromach 10 at a whiskey tasting session at Jeffrey Street Whisky and Cigars in Edinburgh. It was a birthday present of my wife, who came along as well. We were both pretty rough from the night before. We went out the night before in Edinburgh, and we were both a little bit apprehensive heading in, thinking, not sure if I can handle sitting drinking 4 different whiskies. But we started with an Auchentoshan, which is a nice friendly little way in, but it didn't feel friendly. Second was a Jura, which hit like a bomb. And the third was the Benromach. By this point, the previous 2 whiskies had managed to wake us up, kick us out of the hangover feeling, and we could start enjoying ourselves. And the Benromach 10, I immediately bought a bottle right after the tasting session from that shop. I would recommend going to Jeffrey Street Cigars and Whisky. The tasting sessions they do there are really informative, really interesting, entertaining too. Yeah, it was a good little fun afternoon. I couldn't bear to leave the shop without a bottle of Benromach because I enjoyed it so much. I'd never even heard of it. I weren't really that up on whiskey at that point. I knew I liked it. I knew I'd drunk it a few times in the past and enjoyed it with friends, and I know that my dad always liked it, but I'd never really taken the time to become a nerd, which I've done over the last few years. Benromach 10 is still up there as one of my favourites. So good. It's got lovely, rich, light fruit notes like, I want to say, apricots and berries. A little bit creamy. And there's honey in the background. Quite floral. But you've got that peat smoke running through the back all the way through. Always there. With a little almost briny, salty note. Definitely a salt note to almost seaside. But that may be just coming from the peat. But it's a delicious whiskey. The 15-year-old is probably my favourite of their releases, but I've got none left. Still got the bottle up here. Can't bear to get rid of it now. They've changed the bottle design. I noticed a bit of controversy around the bottle design change. It's you know, the distillery decided they wanted to change it. They've gone from this distinctive navy blue and gold bottling. This was the 15-year-old with this handwriting description across the top. All the information was on the bottle, and they've switched to this white label with red. As a Liverpool fan, I'm not that offended by that. Quite like it, but is it as distinctive as this? Maybe not. Will it stand out on a bar? It will. There's not many whiskies with a bright white label. You can't see the right behind me, so you can't see the bright white label on that. It's yeah, it will stand out on a bar, won't it? Not many bars carry the Benromach whiskies that I'm aware of. I'm sure they do, but none I've been to carry it. It's not one of your most well-known whiskies, which makes it an even better surprise for someone who does come on to try it. So after tasting it, go back to it. I'll try not to throw it everywhere. Yeah, the peat carries on. A bit more honey now. Such a rich and balanced drink. Everything I like in a whiskey. It's got the dark fruit and the light fruit. It's got the smoke running through the whole thing. It's got a honey sweetness to it. It's got maybe a little bit of molasses in there. There's a lot going on. It's very complex, which like I keep saying, for Speyside whiskey, there's an awful lot going on. And it's always nice to have a bottle that's a natural colour and non-chill filtered. I always like to see that. Not against whiskies using colouring if they need to. Some very, very lovely whiskies add a little bit of colour. Some of the aforementioned Islers, for example. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. If I had to go through life with just one bottle of whiskey and I could never change and I could never go to another bottle, it'd probably be the Benromach. It's yeah, good little friend to have when you're sitting cold or when you're standing cold in your garden bar like I am right now. It's very cold in here today, it's very chilly. I've had the heater on, which hasn't really changed that. It's I don't know if you can see the condensation on my breath, because I can. The ceiling is dripping water, which I think has been caused by the temperature change. So that was fun to come and clean up today. But that all just fades away when you're sitting with a very good whiskey. Usually, Benromach the 10-year-old sits at around £32–33 from your usual online retailers. I would recommend trying the cask strength release. They've usually got a year on them. Batch number. It's something special. It's a little bit more expensive. You're talking maybe double the price. If you want something a little bit more luxurious, try the 15. The colour is incredible. You would struggle to believe that it's natural colour for 15 years old. It's so rich and dark and golden. So, in conclusion, I recommend the Benromach. I recommend all of their whiskies. All the ones I've tried have been good. I haven't been disappointed by a single one. People are moaning about the bottle design, the new label, but as long as the liquid inside stays the same, I'm happy. And I know I've seen some people online saying that it has changed and it doesn't taste the same to them and they're not getting any peat. But speaking as a massive fan of the previous bottlings of Benromach, it's the same drink. Tastes exactly the same, smells exactly the same level of peat there. It's definitely got that Lafroig note. Really enjoy it. It's almost after you've finished tasting it, you let it linger on your palate for a little while. If you were to take a few steps away, you would almost feel as though you have been drinking Lafroig. It's that same clingy, oily peat smoke coming the legs on it, and those oils and sugars. Really leggy whiskey. And I'm gonna sit and enjoy it. You don't have to watch me. That's fine. You go, do what you've got to do. But I'll be here enjoying a Benromach. See you next time. Let's do it again.